What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel, and we're here for another Madden 21 realistic rebuild. Today, we're looking at the lowest overall team when you boot up Madden 21 for the first time, and we're going to be rebuilding over the next 5 years the Miami Dolphins, a team that really hasn't experienced greatness since the 70s. So we got 5 years to try and make them great again. But before we jump into the video, I do want to just give a quick shout out to everyone that was reaching out to me because I was talking a little bit on social media, a little bit in my videos about a potential hurricane that was hitting really where I lived. It was supposed to destroy everything. Luckily, everything was good. But unfortunately, when you guys this should be coming out, yeah, it will be coming out Thursday. I like to do daily uploads, and yesterday, Wednesday, I was unable to get a video up. Power's out. It was nonsensical, right? It didn't make any sense why the power was out because the hurricane barely touched us, but it is what it is. So I apologize for not having the daily upload, but I do also appreciate everyone reaching out, making sure everything was good in the hood here in Canada. So that out of the way, let's preview this roster and get back into a nice little upload streak, if we will. The Miami Dolphins, 75 overall. Now, looking at the Dolphins in real life, they're easing Tua in. They have Fitzmagic. I mean, I'm here for the memes. I think it's, as a neutral, yeah, there's sometimes he puts that Fitzmagic hat on and he makes ridiculous plays. And he's a guy that you definitely want to pull for at this point in his career. But for this rebuild, it just makes no sense to burn a year to his career. Just be sitting on the bench. It makes no sense. So we're going to throw him to the Wolves. I'm a big fan of Tua Tagovailoa. 73 hidden depth, already a scheme fit for a field general. His stats look really, really solid. The only thing I would disagree with is the throw power. I think 88 throw power, that's a little low. You just look at the film and the velocity that he was able to get the ball downfield at Alabama to the Jalen Waddles, to the Henry Ruggs, to the Devontae Smiths. I think he should have got 90 throw power, bumped up to a 74. I think that was fair, but it is what it is. We can make it. We can make do with it. We can make it work, and he is going to be our franchise quarterback. In the running back room, even though if you're watching like the Dolphins real life, it almost feels like Myles Gaskin is like the lead back, and I don't hate it. He was pretty damn good and consistent over 4 years at Washington. But for the sake of this rebuild, it's a 5-year rebuild. The fact that we got Breida and Jordan Howard, a little bit of a smash and dash combination, we might be able to ride these guys into the ground for the full 5 years. Jordan Howard, I mean, as an Eagle fan, he was here last year, and when he was on the field, he had a real bad shoulder injury, which was completely mismanaged by our horrific medical staff. But Jordan Howard's pretty good. Like, he was the best player on the field when we beat Green Bay last year. We upset the Green Bay Packers, and we ran the ball very, very well, and he looked very legit. So I think, for this rebuild, we can do some damage with him. 79 star dev. And then you have someone like Matt Breida, the dash to the smash. 79 with a star dev as well. Really good speedster, 95 speed. And it's a good combination. It's a good balance to have in this backfield. I'm kind of hoping that both these guys catch on and both these guys are productive and we don't have to worry about bringing in a running back in the draft or free agency. At wide receiver, we have Devontae Parker, 84 star dev. A little bit of a late bloomer. I mean, going into his 6th season now, drafted in the 1st round out of Louisville. I mean, he's always been a guy that's a good athlete. 6'3", 215. He's always had 90-plus speed. The catching's been good, but it's just been consistency. There's been some injuries and stuff like that, but it felt like last year he really put it all together with Ryan Fitzpatrick. So, 27 for 5 years. I don't know how well he's going to look if this goes to year 4, year 5, what the regression is going to look like. But, I mean, that's a solid starting wide receiver. Then you got someone like Albert Wilson, who's a 76 slot guy coming over from the Kansas City Chiefs. Probably want to get off his contract for the books. You have Jakeem Grant, who's a great athlete, great Madden wide receiver in real life, kind of does most of his damage on special teams. Allen Hurns, a couple years ago, he was really good with the Jags, but it's kind of fallen off. The next big wide receiver, though, on this Dolphin team is easily Preston Williams. Was a UDFA last year, 73 star dev. Was shocked that he was undrafted free agent. I get it. He had a terrible, was it the combine or his pro day? One of the two. I think it was his pro day. He didn't go to the combine. He was terrible. Had some off the field stuff, but I mean, as soon as he was UDFA, I was all over social media because Philly desperately needed a wide receiver. I was like, yeah, he's near top of the list of UDFAs. Ended up going to Miami and looked very, very good in some limited reps. 13 yards, catch, almost 500 yards, 3 touchdowns. So I'm really looking at this wide receiver room: Devontae Parker and Preston Williams on the outside. And then inside in the slot, taking your shot between Jakeem Grant or Albert Wilson. Beyond that, you got Isaiah Ford, another guy, I'm pretty sure a UDFA 3 years ago at Virginia Tech. And he was a guy a lot of people had a draftable grade on. So you pair that with, now they got Lynn Bowden, who was drafted, what, 3rd round for the Raiders and then just got traded for some reason. I don't know where I want to put Linebacking because he could be a running back as well. I wonder what his rating might actually go up as a running back. Even though we don't really need him to be a running back, if I can even get him to go up like 3-4 points, sure, man, put him on the roster. He goes from a 64 wide receiver to a 69. There you go. I think it's going to be better to have him there at running back. I mean, he did everything at Kentucky. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver. So that's a nice weapon to have for sure. He's only 22. Yeah, throw him into the backfield there. See if we can get some touches. At the tight end spot, another guy that's kind of emerging. Slow starter. Not as late of a bloomer as Devontae Parker, but Mike Gesicki. 79 star dev tight end, 24 years old. Had an insane combine. He's a very, very good athlete. 86 acceleration, 83 speed, 85 catching. Catching traffic is solid, and I think he's definitely a guy that we can continue to develop and make him into a guy that can be very much recognized as a top 10 tight end. Outside of that, you have Shaheen, who kind of busted a little bit in Chicago, and Smythe here, but Gesicki is the top dog at that tight end room. Now, here's where things just kind of fall off the rails. The offensive line, they botched. Let's be honest. Let's just be completely honest. The Dolphins kind of botched the draft a little bit, all right? The fact that they got Austin Jackson, who almost everyone had a second-round grade on, at worst, like 3rd, 4th. At best, there might have been one guy that had a first-rounder. A first-round draft pick, 64 normal, that is a bust of a pick in Madden. In the world of Madden, that is awful. So I'm going to have to try and develop him. He's a first-round pick salary. It's going to be rough. It is definitely going to be rough. Guard, you got Eric Flowers, who's kind of memed in the Giants, and he was okay with the Washington football team, and now he's here. I mean, again, that is an ugly contract for a guy that's a solid guard at best. Then you go in the center. I mean, I like Dieter. I think how old cares though? Oh my God, we probably just go. Yeah, I'm gonna bring me. I feel bad for Tua. Injuries are turned on. We're gonna go with the young guys. I feel like it makes sense here. We'll go like Dieter at center, even though Karras is not brutal. It's just better to probably get the fact that Dieter's takes him under 4,000 XP to go up a point versus almost 10,000 for Karras. It's just gonna for the long-term stability of this offensive line. If we're gonna try to develop these guys, we gotta get them out there. We gotta get them out there getting reps. We have Solomon Kinley from Georgia. Again, another guy that I was actually kind of surprised he slipped as far as he did during the draft. I thought he was, what did he get? Was he like late round, 6th round, 7th round, something like that? 4th. That's actually not that. All right, we'll go with him there. And then at right tackle, we'll go Robert Hunt. Robert Hunt, absolutely, for sure. That was actually a solid pick. That was the best pick of their offensive line. Then flipping to the defense. So we got Emmanuel Ogbah here, kind of expensive, not a great looking. Like there's just a lot of this is gonna be a tough rebuild. The first 2 realistic rebuilds, we've won Super Bowls relatively early. Like, we haven't gone the full 5 years yet. This is definitely going to be a 5-year because this is a team that has some okay players with bad contracts or just bad players in general in a lot of positions. So on the defensive line, yeah, sure, we'll go with Ogbah there. And then at right defensive end, we have Christian Wilkins. And then inside at defensive tackle, you have Devon Godchaux and Raekwon Davis. Do we have a dev trade between any of them? Godchaux, I thought he might have had one. He might have had one last year. Christian Wilkins. So there's no depth traits. There's absolutely not one goddamn depth trait on the D-line, which is a little bit rough. We have Van Noy, who's solid, borderline underrated, but he's 29. So in the landscape of a 5-year rebuild, how long is he going to play at this high level? I don't really know, but he's definitely going to have to be relied on here early on in this rebuild. Middle linebacker here, we have Jerome Baker. What are they running? 3-4? It should be a 3-4. You have Christian Wilkins at D end. It's probably a 3-4. Okay. Dude, where's Ray? Did they trade? They traded Raekwon McMillan to the Raiders? That's kind of annoying. I don't see it. But anyways, back to the linebacking core. I mean, Joe Raker's solid, 74 with a normal dev. I think he'll have plenty of opportunities to get a lot of tackles and go up dev traits sooner than later. You got Camus coming over for the Eagles, versatile weapon. This guy can also play kicker. Right outside linebacker, we got Shaq Lawson, who's coming from the Buffalo Bills, 75 with a star dev. Yeah, solid. I mean, I like Shaq Lawson a lot coming out of Clemson. Sure, he hasn't really lived up to the billing, but I still think there's definitely some ceiling there that him to be a really solid linebacker on this team. But generally speaking, unless we can get a dev trait for Jerome Baker, this could be a a linebacking core that we have to make a tough decision of, do we just kind of want to be stuck here in purgatory of like, we have some okay guys that are kind of expensive, but we're gonna make, I don't know. We gotta wait and see, but I'm not overly optimistic about this linebacking core. And then you jump to the secondary. This is one of the strengths for sure. Byron Jones coming over as a big money free agent for the Dallas Cowboys. 88 superstar dev. It's kind of fitting that, you know, if he's on the Cowboys, he always felt like he was getting an unjust X Factor ability. Now that he's off the Cowboys, he's here with a superstar. But I'll let you guys read between the lines for that one. But I think he's a solid player. I really, really did like him out of the draft. I thought for sure he should have been the pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that was the year we got Nelson Aguilar. That was bad. But he's a nice playmaker. Definitely nice playmaker. And at 27, hopefully he holds on that rating. We can keep him for a full 5 years. Same goes for Xavier Howard. We've had a lot of money invested into the secondary. I'm actually kind of surprised he doesn't have a superstar. Xavier Howard is one of the better ball hockey. Like, he's in that mold of like Marcus Peters, where like he might give up some plays, but he will punish you. Was injured last year, but, you know, 4 picks, 7 picks. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit harsh, but he's still a good player, star dev, regardless. And then outside of that, we have Nick Needham and another first-round pick, Noah Igbognahi from Auburn. Between Igbognahi and Austin Jackson, I kind of do feel like the Dolphins here botched the first round. Like, if those are the 2 guys that you had in the first round, trade back. Get into the second round, get into the early second round, and get Igbognahi in this early second round. Or get Austin Jackson in the early second round and just acquire that much more draft picks. And understand that you're clearly in a rebuild. This was not an ideal. I mean, he's only 20, which is fine. And clearly I'm going to play him ahead of Needham just because the upside is there and the year younger. But, I mean, especially when you have Byron Jones and Xavier Howard, so much of your salary cap is already tied into 2 corners that you're not going to be, you know, really looking to move on from. Why would you burn another first-round pick on another corner? I don't know, man. I don't get it. But we're going to have to deal with it. That's why we're rebuilding them, because I think that there's a lot of work to be done. Free safety, we have Bobby McCain, 75. All right. I mean, you throw in Brandon. I think Brandon Jones actually has solid upside. What's the difference here? Takes Bobby McCain 13,000 to go up. Brandon Jones only 5. I mean, we'll probably keep Bobby McCain there. Didn't he used to play corner, too? I thought he was a slot corner. But either way, we got, you know, not brutal at free safety. Then at strong safety, you get Eric Rowe. Now, this is oddly enough, that was like my dream Eagles mock draft 5 years ago, was Philly getting Byron Jones in the first round and Eric Rowe in the second round. We actually got Eric Rowe in the second round. It didn't work out. And the best thing Eric Rowe did for the Philadelphia Eagles was be on the Patriots in that Super Bowl game and kind of play pretty badly. So that's strong safety. Again, it's a lot of work to be done. I guess you could almost say when you go through this team, actually the special teams isn't too bad. I think Hack is a star dev punter. Sanders is solid too. It's easier to look at this team at like, what players are we happy with? What players are we happy with versus the players that we need work on? Like, I think Byron Jones at corner we're good with. I think, you know, Devontae Parker at 27, Xavier Howard 27. Yeah, I'm optimistic about the running backs. Gesicki, maybe Jerome Baker if we can get a dev trade. Preston Williams. You know, it's very few and far between. A lot of work needs to be done. So let's get to it. Year 1, Madden 20 realistic rebuild, Miami Dolphins. Let's go. So I'm just trying to add some value where we can because I'm pretty much committed for an all-out rebuild, and I don't want to trade away guys that they just brought into free agency, like Lawson and other dudes like that. So let's kind of look at some assets that have been here long enough that it's pretty easy to cut ties. But first is Albert Wilson, who's a solid slot wide receiver, and we're going to send him here to the Jets for a 4th-round pick. The Jets, you know, trying to find some weapons there for Sam Darnold. Wilson maybe was a fan favorite of Adam Gase when he was here at Miami, so it makes sense to make this move. Exactly what you want to see, having a veteran quarterback like Ryan Fitzpatrick on the roster. Wants to take Tua under his wing, so absolutely mentor him. Show him how to grow a great beard. I want Tua to work on, let's get another throw under pressure. Did have a lot of pressure at Alabama. Offensive line was pretty good, so there we go. But that's excellent. You're paying a lot of big time money to have a veteran. I like it that it's panning out and getting some bonus attribute gains for the young Tua. All right, so since we are into week 3 of the regular season, since literally tonight's Thursday night game, I think, is this Jags, I simmed to it, and we're 0-2. I'll tell you right now, I actually forced the losses just so that, you know, we would be where they're starting at right now. And we're going to hop in and play this game. And it's unfortunately not going to be Beard versus Stash in Fitzmagic versus Minshew, but it will be Minshew Mania taking on Tank for Tua. We are here against the Jags. Actually, I need to turn back. I actually think I forgot to turn injuries back on. Sometimes I forget things, and I'll admit when I'm wrong. But injuries are now back on, and we're looking here. We got a breakout scenario for the man that I expected would have the first opportunity at going up a dev trade, and that is Jerome Baker at middle linebacker. That's somewhat reasonable. We can hop in and play some good defense there. We're going to import here my draft class, which actually I just had some of the ratings shuffled a little bit on it. So we need 2021 draft. Where are the Dolphins going to be looking at for the draft? Well, we're good at quarterback. I'm happy with my 2 running backs. Could definitely use a wide receiver. So let's just get the first wave here, of at least the big dogs. Absolutely any of those guys reuniting. I mean, we already used Jalen Waddle in a rebuild, but we could maybe look more at Devontae Smith. Sure, for some Bama reunitings with Mr. Tua Tagovailoa. We also have some contracts here. We have Matt Breida and Godshaw at D tackle. You know what he's done so far this season. That's actually, I'm going to wait and see there. I'm looking at guys that are instant signings here on this team, and I'm not seeing a whole lot, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. Now knowing that Karras is actually set to go, I might move Dieter into center just because he's at least going to be under contract for a little bit. And I do want to wait and see with Breida. I want to see, at least in the sim, is there some sort of effectiveness of the smash and dash at running back, or should we just, you know, kind of go, let's put Howard there now. He's 1 point higher, but their roles still remain the same. We'll make Dieter our starting center, but I definitely want to wait and see as the season progresses and who's standing out for us before we make a decision on some of those contracts. So without further ado, let's get in and try to get the first dub of the season for the Miami Dolphins against a team that is very much more in a position to be tanking for Trevor Lawrence. Okay, we got Jordan Howard out there on a screen pass for some reason. Clearly should be Matt Breida, unless there's an injury I don't know about, but a first down. That's a good first completion in this series for Tua. Oh my God, Josh Allen. How updated are these rosters? Come on, let's get some pressure. I think it's actually almost, I'm going to almost say it's almost borderline unplayable playing behind this fucking offensive line. I can't stand in the pocket because it's collapsing let's see. I'm not going to move out of the pocket. Can I complete passes from the pocket here? Like, can't complete it in the pocket, can't complete it out of the pocket. And when you get playing this far behind the sticks, that's when interceptions happen, because I'm trying to make it entertaining. Let's see here. We go inside to Gesicki. Oh, he actually kind of made a little bit of a play there. Gave us room to punt it back. At least get a stop. Get something positive. Oh, we need Devontae Parker to win this. Win it! Off the line, he doesn't do... my God, man. Who's marking him? Fucking make a play. You're the best player. You're the most expensive skill position player. And Mike Gesicki fails to make another play. Clearly in 4-down territory here. This is where the interceptions are. I've done an excellent job here, I think. The rain game, constantly being a mile to go and no picks. But one is just inevitably going to happen here. I got to throw it up. We're a basketball team, for God's sakes. Everyone, 6'6". Preston Williams, 6'4". Devontae Parker, 6'3". Win some jump balls. All right, takeaways. Well, when Tua wasn't under pressure, he looked good. He looked good. He looked real damn good. But the problem was, how many times did we get sacked this game? A lot, I assume. Go to the Jags. Go to the defense. 3 sacks for Josh Allen, 2 for Caleb Von-Chason. That's 5, 6, 7, 8 sacks. And how many sacks did we get? How much pressure were we able to generate on Minshew? 1. Fuck it. And then we had the drops. Every time my guy got wide open, felt like he was dropping. I don't know if that's just because of the rain. I guess there's rumblings that the new patch broke the game. I don't know, but that was... didn't enjoy it. Did not. If they give me that little thing, you know, that pop-up that sometimes comes up after a Madden game. Hey! Let me know about your experience. Did you enjoy the last game? I would definitely go in and pick the fuck no option. And there's upset of the year. Week 4 against Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Somehow, they put together a way to win. In overtime, 23-17. Tua played well, toe-to-toe with Russ. We got some production. Jordan Howard, a nice game. Preston Williams over 100 yards and a touchdown. Gesicki with a touchdown, 13 tackles. Jerome Baker, no, you know, obviously the picks and stuff weren't there, but hell yeah, there's some momentum right there. Even though I'm kind of in the side of things here, I kind of want us to suck so I can get the best offensive lineman available as soon as possible in the 2021 draft. All right, and in the 2 games that we were for sure supposed to lose before the bye, we found a way to win, beating these 49ers, team that was just in the Super Bowl, 14-10. These guys are believing it. It wasn't even an outstanding performance from Tua. That was, you know, that's an average rookie performance. But we got the rock was being pounded. Jordan Howard, 77 yards, 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards again for Preston Williams. Still not much from a defensive perspective, which is kind of what Flores' bread and butter is. But then again, we've kind of seen these defensive disciples under Belichick and Flores so far, and Patricia in Detroit. You know, these guys are, it's Bill Belichick's defense, and I'm not expecting Brian Flores to make this Dolphins defense play like the Patriots defense, but would like to get a little bit of juice from them, but can't complain. We literally just won 2 games in a row against 2 of the best teams in the league. So following that, a huge 49ers win, fell back to earth a little bit. 16, I mean, just the offense, 13 points, 10 points, 7 points. It has been a rough go here on a 3-game losing skid. We're at week 9 against Arizona, and I want to play this one. You know, I like to play 3 to 4 games in a given season, and I feel like just a Tua versus Kyler Murray matchup, it's something I want to see, man. They went head-to-head at it in college in 2019, and we have an option here for a breakout scenario. That's obviously it's defense. I don't really have a whole lot of control over that, but a chance for actually Shaq Lawson to go from a star to, I believe, to a superstar. Cool. We could do it. You know, it's winnable. And it feels like every game this year that I've counted this team out, they have found a way to win. More so, literally the only 2 wins, Seattle and San Francisco. Let's just see if we can continue to go 3-1 against the NFC West. We did lose to the Rams, but it's a winnable game. Everything up for grabs here. Are we healthy? What are they looking like? Who are they missing? Okay, we're missing no one. And the Cardinals are... I turned injuries on. You guys literally saw me turn injuries on. No one's hurt. Oh, absolutely no one's hurt in the NFL right now. That's awesome. Awesome. Oh, come on, get the sack. Yeah, here we go. I'm not going to let Kyler Murray run all over us. Oh, the bull rush. That bull rush is filthy. And Shaq Lawson, dev trade in the balance, needs to get 1 more sack, 1 more TFL. Christian Wilkins is destroying the... Hey, another team, though. Very similar to Miami. Arizona offensive line, probably not good enough. We have him running for his life on every play. Oh, I hate Kyler Murray so much, though. And the former Dolphin is in Kenyon Drake. And Kyler Murray. Okay, Mike Gesicki. If they didn't have a freak like Isaiah Simmons, he might have took that all the way to the house. But we just saw Kyler Murray take his team under his wing, 8 some sacks, and still find a way to get a touchdown. Tua needs to respond here. There we go. Slants, cheese, Jakeem Grant, your 95 speed. Take it all the way to the house. Pat Pete's an old man. Pat Pete is an old man, and this is going to make up for the fact that I think a 320-pound nose tackle, yet again on the channel, found a way to intercept me. Hey, almost broke, but we did not break. Come on, Tua got wheels too. Oh, there, he beat him. He beat him. Yes! A completion! Okay, high percentage. Something high percentage. Something high percentage. Don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. Mike Gesicki. Thank you, sir. Touchdown, Miami. Going into halftime with the lead. Ooh, 15. I'll take it. Free yardage. It's free real estate. Hey, big Preston Williams. That's where he has to dominate, especially in the slot. Pull one back. I was literally in my head, just gonna say. Haven't heard anything from Chandler Jones. There we go. Now he's in the zone. Love dealing with that. Fucking terrible. Terrible. Close your eyes and hit a button would have a better chance than that pass of actually being a completion. Gotta make up for that. Was like one of the, that's top 5 worst passes I've had in Madden 21. I gotta make up for it. We gotta find a way to win this game. We've absolutely gotta find a way. I gotta make up for that. Let's go. Start with the big play. The 2-minute warning in Cardinal territory. Devontae Parker right off the line. A scrimmage gets separation, and we are in the Cardinals' red zone. Gesicki! On the 1. Whatever. That's actually not a bad play. Because now we're going to be able to do this. Turn on chew clock. Why would we pass it on the 1? We have Jordan Howard. Let's chew some clock. Make sure that Kyler Murray is not getting this ball back. Trust our offense that in these next 4 plays we'll get a touchdown. And they're automatic. Jordan Howard. Defense. Actually, and anytime I bull rush up the middle, it's like it triggers the scramble for Kyler Murray. And I fucking am done with, man, this game sucks. Don't buy Madden 21. Yeah, just finish it. What? Yes! How did we win that? Huh? Can I get a breakdown of the plays that just happened there? I rage quit and we still won. I mean, I gotta see. Can I see the I don't even need. There's no. Is there like? What happened? What? I'm gonna have to like literally go back and slow down the sim to see what the fuck just happened there. We won. That's all that matters. We won. We won. And did Shaq Lawson get a dev trade? We'll find out. Let's just find out naturally, organically here. How the we won. And for the dev trade scenario, achieved it. Shaq Lawson is now a superstar edge rusher because of course he is. Right before the bye, we have a winnable game against the Jets that we fall 30-22. We had a weekly award winner, Kyle Van Noy, 10 tackles, 2 sacks in a losing effort. Is it good enough though? Probably not. Like, you're definitely looking at the landscape of the season, seeing the wins that we have. Arizona, San Francisco, Seattle. You kind of expect to sweep the Jets. But a little bit of struggle there. As I am trying for Jerome Baker's case, work on him in pass coverage, so he's not a liability back there. In terms of scouting, like I said, we went in heavy on the offensive line. Now I'm just going to start sprinkling it pretty much everywhere. Like quarterback, we're good. I think with Gesicki at tight end, we're good. And then you look defensively, probably corners, the only spot we're all right in. So like every other spot, safety, linebackers, they're all getting scouted. But we've literally scouted every draftable offensive lineman so that we have as clear a picture as humanly possible. Because I still think first round, if Wyatt Davis is there, Creed Humphreys is there, if a Sewell or Carmen is there, we're definitely going to pull the trigger to improve this offensive line first and foremost. Yeah, so getting swept by the Jets was definitely not what we were trying to foresee here. We have injury, Jakeem Grant, broken collarbone. Great. It always almost feels like when I make a move in a franchise mode, be it like letting a running back go to free agency or making a trade, there's always like an ensuing injury to the same position that I've made a move for. So that's awesome. As the battle of Burrow and Tua goes to Joe Burrow, now we have the defending Super Bowl champs as we have another injury of Eric Rowe at strong safety. Can we beat Kansas City? I mean, this is going to be, oh my God, this is going to be a brutal end to the season. We are going to have a very high pick. So we'll close out year one with a nice Week 17 victory, 28-21 over the AFC East champions. There's some momentum there. At 5-11, the Dolphins firmly was expecting that, right? Bottom three team, gonna have a great chance at picking up a big asset, be it edge rusher, offensive lineman, might be someone out of Oregon. Lions suck, Jags got their wish, tank for Trevor. This actually looks kind of realistic. Like, if you take out the Steelers and the Raiders, so far in 2020 anyways, all these teams that are down here, like obviously the Broncos aren't a bad team, but they're just pillaged with injuries right now. Yeah, realistic rebuild, realistic results here in year one. Looking at our team, in terms of dev traits, Tua, I don't think we've talked about his dev trait. It's a star. I mean, in my draft classes last year, I always gave him a superstar, but maybe that's just because I'm a fan of him. It's not, egregious to give him a star. We got +1 throw power. Once we get him to 90, he'll look right. That should be early next year. Nothing else on the offense. Defensively, we did have the dev trait scenario for Shaq Lawson go through, so you get the bump up from star to a superstar. And obviously, as we sim through the playoffs and stuff like that, we might have a couple dev traits here or there based off of the performance of this team. Let's take a look here. So offensively, we're 20th. Defensively, 31st. Tua was top 10 in yards with 4,200, 27 touchdowns to 15 picks, 58% completion percentage. That could be a little bit higher, but generally that's not a brutal year by any means for Tua. Running the ball, 600 yards. Eesh. Averaging like 60 rushing yards a game. Hey, at least Jordan Howard got double digits. You got double digits, but you look at someone like Matt Breida who's looking for a new contract, probably not going to get it, I'm being honest with you. Receiving, these numbers actually look good. 68 catches, 1,100 yards, 9 touchdowns for Preston Williams. All 4 yards shy of 1,000 yards for Devontae Parker. 3 touchdowns is a little low. There's only so many tutties that can go around. Almost 1,000 yards and 8 touchdowns for Mike Gesicki. Definitely in that echelon now of being a top 10 tight end. He actually might go up dev trait. Then again, I think dev traits for tight ends are kind of bugged. But if he makes the Pro Bowl and stuff like that, how we've been doing these realistic rebuilds is that when clearly there's a dev trait scenario that should be had, I will make it. But I'm a lot more, like, it's automatic if guys are on normal devs and there's no way they're going up a dev trait to a star. I'll almost give that 100% of the time. But, there should almost be like a roll of dice because not necessarily one breakout year would take a guy from a star to a superstar. So we'll wait to see. And obviously, when I make those moves, I'll show you them. Jakeem Grant, 500 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's not bad. On the offensive line, we're not going to have anyone make the Pro Bowl. Hey, I like Kinley, though. Only giving up 1 sack in 1,000 snaps. That's actually impressive. Dieter at center looks good as well. Both these guys have developed nicely. Dieter up to a 69. Kinley up to a 68 once we get rid of that morale boost. But Hunt, Flowers, and Austin Jackson had a rough go of it. Defensively, 128 tackles for Jerome Baker. Over 100 tackles for Camus as well. 7 TFLs, 2 sacks there. 7.5 sacks, 7.5 sacks for both of our edge rushers. Even though Van Noy's kind of a do-it-all. But that's actually not bad. You're understanding how much money they got paid. You're getting paid sizable amounts on the defensive side. Those are acceptable numbers. Would like to see them be a little better. 2 picks for Byron Jones. Obviously making like the most expensive corner in the NFL. At the time, anyways. I don't know if that still stands. But, maybe 2 picks. It's a little low. It's a little low. Yearly awards MVP went to Patrick Mahomes. Let's just go through this and see if we have any Dolphins making the list. Offensive Player of the Year, we have nothing. Defensive Player of the Year, Patrick Queen. My God, they got Ray Lewis all over again. Jerome Baker at number 8. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Joe Burrow. Tua at 3. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Patrick Queen. Noah Igbinoghene at 7. QB. Oh, okay. Tua should be making that list. For best running back, Jordan Howard with his 10 touchdowns at 8. Best wide receiver went to OBJ. Preston Williams at 4. O-lineman, there's no chance. D-lineman, probably no one. Linebacker, probably no one. DB, I highly doubt anybody. Kicker, absolutely not. So, not a great year, but year one is in the books. And hey, we played ourselves into a prime position to get a premier player in the 2021 draft, so it's definitely good going forward. Picking out the Pro Bowl in the AFC for your Miami Dolphins. Preston Williams just made the cut at wide receiver 6. Hard to believe there's 3 tight ends better than Gesicki, but there you go. Gesicki, don't have to worry about him going up a depth trade. The offensive line here, again, nothing. I'm not going to have anything. And defensively, be very skeptical of any of our guys making it. So we had 1 Pro Bowler in Mr. Preston Williams, but it's better than nothing. At least we had someone representing the teal and orange. And the Cleveland Browns beat Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks 21-7 in the Super Bowl. In terms of dev traits, did we have anything happen here? Nothing on offense. On the defensive side, Jerome Baker, nice, and Van Noy, beautiful. Both Baker, who I think deserves a star. I think he's talented enough that he should get a star. That's huge. And Van Noy going up to a superstar. We got run commit. We got Bogo for the abilities. Better than nothing. Again, we're just slowly building a solid squad here. So for our free agents, I think maybe we throw something here at the punter. I'm not going to overpay for anybody. Like, if these guys want to balance the free agency, by all means, because it probably would not cost you a lot if this is a mistake and we really should have you on the team. Godchow, it's just, he did not, I don't really know. Didn't really do much. Same with Breida. Yeah, we'll let those guys walk, and, yeah. Sorry. So I do like to end these videos at least here with free agency. We got 46 million bucks, so we definitely can be active. So let's kind of talk about it and see if we can get a plan for how we want to build it. So at running back, we could dip on an Alvin Kamara, get in on the Alvin Kamara sweepstakes. Fournette's there, 26. Like, really, you want to be conscientious. We could get the bad boy, give Darius Geis a second chance at turning his career around. But I just feel like we probably want something else than Jordan Howard. But then that being said, like, why wouldn't just re-sign Matt Breida if we want? It's confusing, but those are options. If you think we should go after a running back, let me know. Wide receiver, I'm a little less concerned, given the state of the team with Parker and Williams and Gesicki. Our passing attack was good, and you really can draft your third option here, get a slot wide receiver in the draft. And there's no premier guys that jump off the table right there. Tight end, we're good. Offensive line, I mean, there's veterans. We got some Band-Aids, Cam Robinson. Or do we continue just to develop the first round pick? It's just the fact of the matter is that my creative draft class is going to be the best shot at drafting linemen that can contribute in a 5-year rebuild. So with that being said, I don't know if year 1 is the best year to go crazy spending on offensive linemen. And of course, there's no one there. Like, if there was someone that was like too good to be true, like a franchise tackle, guy with franchise tackle upside, we would. But when Cam Robinson's the best young tackle there, you could consider your options. But flipping on the defensive side, you got Ngakoue. I could get down with the Yannick Ngakoue signing. Speed rusher, not necessarily an exact scheme fit, but, we can put him. No, that doesn't really work from our scheme. Let's be completely honest. He would have to be like a Van Noy, Shaq Lawson spot, and both those guys are superstar devs. So in terms of scheme fit, not much there. D-tackle. Again, we got Raekwon Davis. We could probably continue to grow and develop him. If we want, we can bring back Godchow. The other side, we still got Wilkins. I don't want to give up on him just yet. Linebacking core is a middle linebacker for sure. We could find a partner for Jerome Baker. Camus walked to free agency. In terms of youth, you get Blake Martinez, Anzalone, Demario Davis on a 1 year. He could slide inside. Philadelphia Eagle legend Nate Gary. You could move him inside. Keem Griffin, move him inside. Even though he's a speed rusher, I feel like he could play traditional inside. But again, there's not a whole lot there. Maybe the draft's the best spot. Secondary, we're good. At least at corner, we're good. There we go. That's an interesting sign. I mean, he's there all the time. We haven't signed him yet in any of our rebuilds, but Marcus Williams, 24-87, scheme fit, star dev. That's probably the best looking guy in terms of an upgrade and it making sense to invest in strong safety. Again, another one, actually, Des King. We could go all in on safeties here. Get Marcus Williams and Desmond King, and then prioritize offensive line, linebacker, edge rusher, stuff like that in the draft. But let me know, guys. That's, I always kind of want to build these rebuilds with a little input from you. So let me know in the comment section below what free agents you would personally target or you think I should target. And if it makes sense, I might just make it happen. But that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching part 1 of the Madden 21 realistic rebuild of the Miami Dolphins. As always, if you're your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button, as we just recently broke 140,000 and we're on our way to 150. So the sooner we can hit that, the happier I'll be. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. They help me out on a little YouTube. And I'll see you guys back here tomorrow with I have no idea what type of video. Thanks. Peace out.